While celebrities light up the stage or the screen, dazzling us with performances that seem effortless, there's often a whole other story unfolding behind the scenes. Many of these stars face deeply personal battles that we rarely see. These are sometimes the struggles with mental health issues, mood disorders, or intense emotional challenges. It's easy to assume that they have it all together, but the truth is, sometimes the brightest smiles hide the toughest battles. In this video, we're diving into the hidden struggles of some of Hollywood's most iconic figures, exploring the challenges they face backstage while delivering unforgettable performances for us all. Marlon Brando. Many may not accept it, but Marlon Brando was one of many actors who had struggled with bipolar disorder. No doubt one of the most celebrated actors of the 20th century, Brando was known for his transformative performances in films like A Streetcar Named Desire, On the Waterfront, and The Godfather. While his talent made him a Hollywood legend, Brando's personal life was marked by significant struggles, including a battle with bipolar disorder. Brando's mood swings and impulsive behavior were well known in Hollywood circles, though much of his mental health condition remained hidden from the public during his career. He experienced intense periods of both depression and high energy, often fluctuating between creative productivity and self-destructive behavior. These challenges, combined with a history of family trauma and troubled relationships, led him to isolate himself at times, retreating from the Hollywood spotlight. In interviews, Brando occasionally alluded to his inner battles and the psychological toll of fame. His erratic behavior often puzzled colleagues and led to a reputation as a difficult person to work with. He struggled with maintaining relationships, experienced strained family dynamics, and at times turned to substance use to cope. In his later years, Brando spent more time in solitude, reflecting on his past and working on creative projects outside of Hollywood. Judy Garland. The first and most unexpected is Judy Garland. She was one of Hollywood's most beloved stars and the unforgettable Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Now, while Judy's talent and charm brought happiness to millions, behind the scenes, she was fighting her own battles. Many biographers and mental health experts believe she showed all the signs of bipolar disorder, but she never got a formal diagnosis. Judy's life was one wild roller coaster. She had huge highs like when she was performing and lighting up the screen, and crushing lows that no one could see. Hollywood put intense pressure on her, and studio heads had her on a strict regimen of pills, definitely to keep her thin, to help her sleep, to give her energy. Over time, those pressures only worsened her mood swings and pushed her deeper into dependency. People close to her saw firsthand how she'd swing from vibrant and full of life one moment to feeling hopeless the next, which is classic bipolar behavior. Sadly, back then, mental health wasn't discussed like it is now, and Judy was left to struggle alone. Despite that all, she kept giving her all on stage and screen, making her story both inspiring and heartbreaking. Her life reminds us that even the brightest stars sometimes fight battles we never see. Kim Novak. One of Hollywood's iconic leading ladies, Novak captivated audiences with her beauty and mystery. Known for her roles in films like Vertigo, Belle, Book and Candle, Picnic, and Pal Joey, she quickly rose to stardom in the 1950s. Behind the scenes, however, Novak faced a lifelong struggle with bipolar disorder, a battle she largely kept hidden due to the stigma surrounding mental health. Born in Chicago in 1933, Novak was drawn to the arts from a young age. She initially worked as a model and eventually found her way to Hollywood, where Columbia Pictures transformed her into a movie star. Novak's struggle with mood swings, self-doubt, and inner turmoil often took a toll on her personal and professional life. She frequently retreated from the spotlight to protect her mental well-being, avoiding the Hollywood limelight that seemed to exacerbate her symptoms. In the 1990s, after years of struggling silently, Novak publicly disclosed her diagnosis of bipolar disorder. She later shared that art and painting became a sanctuary for her, allowing her to express herself and find some peace. Novak's openness about her diagnosis helped many fans understand the challenges she faced and offered a source of hope for those with similar struggles. Today, she remains a beloved figure and a symbol of resilience. Despite her challenges, Novak continues to be celebrated for her talent and strength. Vivien Leigh. Vivien Leigh, a talented British actress, won people over with her elegance, charm, and strong drive. Many still consider her one of the greatest actresses of all time. Her career took off when she landed the role of Scarlett O'Hara in the iconic film Gone with the Wind. Lee was also famous for her romantic life, especially her deep but troubled relationship with actor Laurence Olivier. However, one part of her life that isn't often discussed is her lifelong struggle with bipolar disorder. Lee was born in Darjeeling, India, in 1913. She dreamed of being an actress from a young age. At 18, she joined the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London, where early signs of her mental health struggles began to show. Classmates later said they noticed her mood changes even back then. In 1932, she married Herbert Lee Holman, a lawyer, and they had a daughter named Suzanne. In 1936, she met Laurence Olivier, who was married to actress Jill Esmond at the time. After watching her perform on stage, the two started a passionate affair that grew stronger over the next year. Lee and Olivier both divorced their partners in 1940 and married each other. By this time, Lee's mood swings were already affecting her career, with many finding her hard to work with. She feared that seeking mental health treatment would damage her reputation. Even her own mother didn't believe in her condition. During severe episodes, she would sometimes behave erratically, like running naked through the streets or biting a crew member on set. After a decade of marriage, both she and Olivier had affairs. Olivier especially struggled to understand her unpredictable behavior. Wanting to solve her struggles by having another child, Lee tried several times to conceive, but suffered 3 miscarriages. These losses worsened her feelings of sadness. In 1954, while filming Elephant Walk in Sri Lanka, her symptoms became very obvious. Sometimes, while speaking her lines, she would drift back to playing past roles like Blanche Dubois from A Streetcar Named Desire. The production had to fly her back to England, where she received electroconvulsive therapy in a mental hospital. Despite these challenges, Lee kept acting. At the time of her death in 1967, she was preparing for a play called A Delicate Balance in London. Though she lived with bipolar disorder all her life, it was tuberculosis that took her life at 53. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, often remembered as the charismatic Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind, was one of Hollywood's biggest stars during its golden age. Known as the King of Hollywood, Gable's charm and rugged persona captivated audiences worldwide. However, behind this public image, Gable reportedly struggled with mental health issues, including symptoms that suggest he may have had bipolar disorder. Throughout his life, Gable experienced dramatic mood shifts, alternating between periods of high energy and productivity and episodes of deep depression. The intense demands of fame, combined with personal tragedies, including the sudden death of his beloved wife, actress Carole Lombard, in a plane crash, only amplified his struggles. After Lombard's death, Gable fell into a deep depression, which significantly impacted his behavior and choices. He enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II, seeking an escape and a purpose, and later returned to Hollywood to continue his career. Friends and colleagues often noted Gable's unpredictability. While he could be lively and full of humor at times, he also exhibited signs of extreme sadness, irritability, and self-isolation. The mental health care available during Gable's era was limited, and mental health issues were rarely discussed openly, especially in Hollywood. As a result, Gable managed much of his struggle privately, finding temporary solace in his work and his love of the outdoors. Gable's story reflects the often hidden pressures of Hollywood fame. Behind the confident persona, he was dealing with significant emotional battles. Despite these struggles, Gable's legacy endures, and his experience serves as a reminder of the mental health challenges that can accompany life in the spotlight. Patty Duke. Patty Duke was once seen as a symbol of child actors who faced many struggles growing up. She was famous not only for her successful acting career, which brought her many awards, but also for her chaotic personal life. Duke's career was filled with accomplishments, but behind the scenes, she dealt with strong mood swings, addiction, and impulsive actions. In the 1980s, she was finally diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which helped her better understand her behavior. Duke became a passionate advocate for mental health. After 3 failed marriages, she found lasting love with her 4th husband, and they stayed married for 30 years until her death in 2016. Duke was born in 1946 in Elmhurst, New York. Her father, John, was an abusive alcoholic who left the family when she was just 6 years old. Her mother, Frances, battled severe depression. In this tough environment, Duke looked up to her older brother, Raymond, and followed him into acting at age 7. Raymond's managers, John and Ethel Ross, took over Duke's life, controlling almost everything. They even changed her name from Anna Marie to Patty and made her get rid of her strong Queen's accent. The Rosses decided how she dressed, where she went, what she said, and even what she ate. They were also the ones who introduced her to alcohol and pills, making her take a mix of stimulants and sedatives. Duke later claimed that the Rosses even sexually abused her once. As she grew older, Duke discovered they had stolen $1 million of her earnings. As a teen, Duke struggled with an eating disorder and dropped to just 76 pounds. In 1967, she attempted to take her own life, and in 1969, she was hospitalized again for mental health issues. It wasn't until 1982 that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, then called manic depression. Her treatment involved taking lithium and receiving therapy, which helped her find stability. Once she was healthier, Duke began using her time to support mental health awareness. Throughout her life, Duke's career had ups and downs. She starred in well-known films and shows like The Miracle Worker, The Patty Duke Show, Valley of the Dolls, and Me, Natalie. She passed away on March 29, 2016, at the age of 69, due to sepsis from a ruptured intestine in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Carrie Fisher, best known for playing Princess Leia in Star Wars, was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the age of 24. However, she didn't fully accept the diagnosis until she was 28, after a drug overdose led her to finally get sober. It was only then that she understood that her risky and impulsive actions were part of her disorder. She began attending AA meetings, where she found others facing similar struggles. There, she learned to open up and found support from people who understood her situation. Fisher spoke openly about her bipolar disorder and substance use disorder in interviews, including on shows like 2020 and The Secret Life of the Manic Depressive with Stephen Fry. In these interviews, she shared how she had used drugs to manage her symptoms, a form of self-medication that brought more harm than help. Eventually, Fisher tried electroconvulsive therapy as part of her treatment. At one point, she was getting ECT every 6 weeks, hoping it would, as she described, break up the cement in her brain. Sadly, Fisher passed away on December 27, 2016. She had been placed in intensive care 4 days earlier after suffering a cardiac event on a flight from London to Los Angeles. Frank Sinatra. Known as Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra was one of the most famous singers of his time. He was celebrated for his smooth voice and romantic songs, but behind his success, he faced deep struggles. Sinatra once called himself an 18-carat manic depressive, hinting at his battle with bipolar disorder. He rarely discussed his diagnosis openly, but his mood swings, large ego, and alcoholism often made him difficult to work with. These issues also affected his love life, as he struggled to find lasting relationships and gained a reputation as a notorious womanizer. Sinatra's intense emotions and mental health challenges led to frequent problems in his personal life. He had several marriages and romantic affairs that often ended badly, with his unpredictable moods causing strain. In addition to his singing career, Sinatra was also a talented actor, winning awards and recognition, but even his Hollywood success could not ease his inner struggles. Over the years, he remained largely silent about his bipolar disorder, choosing to keep his battles private. Sinatra's condition was less understood at the time, and mental health issues carried a strong stigma. His life was full of ups and downs, both professionally and personally, as he tried to balance fame with his mental health. On May 14, 1998, Sinatra passed away at the age of 82. He died at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles after suffering 2 heart attacks. His legacy as a music legend lives on, but his life also serves as a reminder of the challenges that come with mental health struggles, even for someone as successful as Sinatra. Jean Tierney, celebrated for her beauty and talent in films like Laura in 1944 and Leave Her to Heaven in 1945, Jean Tierney faced a challenging private life marked by her struggles with bipolar disorder, then known as manic depression. After the difficult birth of her first child, Daria, in 1943, Tierney began showing signs of mental instability that would continue for much of her adult life. Throughout Hollywood's golden age, mental health issues were often misunderstood, and Tierney was one of the many stars who faced the disorder largely without proper treatment. Bipolar disorder, defined by the National Institute for Mental Health as a brain disorder that causes unusual shifts in mood, energy, activity levels, and the ability to carry out day-to-day tasks, has affected many creative minds. With limited treatments available, classic Hollywood stars often endured painful treatments like electroshock therapy or attempted to self-medicate through drugs or alcohol. Lithium, now a common treatment for bipolar disorder, was only introduced in the 1970s, and many stars of Tierney's era suffered untreated. In Tierney's case, the severe symptoms after Daria's birth led her to voluntarily commit herself to mental institutions, including Harkness Pavilion in New York, and later the Institute of Living in Hartford, Connecticut. Her treatments included electroshock therapy, which she later claimed damaged her memory, and she eventually became an outspoken critic of this practice. In 1957, her struggles culminated in a suicide attempt, and she was admitted to the Menninger Clinic in Topeka, where she took on an anonymous part-time job as a salesgirl as part of her recovery process. By 1979, she courageously recounted her experiences in her memoir, one of the first Hollywood stars to speak openly about her battle with mental illness. Tierney managed to find balance in her later years, but her story remains a powerful testament to the courage it took to confront mental illness at a time when it carried significant stigma. Frances Farmer. When we think of classic Hollywood tragedies, the story of Frances Farmer stands out as one of the most heart-wrenching and widely covered cases. Her struggles with mental illness were splashed across headlines, and her story was later brought to life in the 1982 biopic starring Jessica Lange. But as with many Hollywood stories, a lot of the truth got tangled up in the sensationalized details, leaving us with a mix of fact and fiction. In 1942, Frances Farmer was arrested for drunk and disorderly conduct, and her behavior at the hearing the next day was reportedly bizarre enough that she was jailed and sent to LA General Hospital. There, she was diagnosed with what we now know as bipolar disorder, called manic depression back then. Later on, doctors also diagnosed her with paranoid schizophrenia. The treatments she received were harsh and painful by today's standards. She was subjected to numerous shock treatments in an effort to cure her condition, and she described the conditions at the mental hospitals as horrendous. Farmer's experiences in these institutions were brutal, and despite, or perhaps because of, these invasive treatments, she lived with her mental illnesses for most of her life. It's no wonder she became a symbol of the dark side of Hollywood's golden age. After her passing, her autobiography, Will There Really Be a Morning?, was published in 1973, giving readers a glimpse into her painful journey. Faye Dunaway. Faye Dunaway, one of Hollywood's most respected and iconic actresses, is best known for her intense roles and commanding screen presence. Her portrayal of Joan Crawford in Mommy Dearest, 1981, left a lasting impression, showcasing her ability to bring complex, often troubled characters to life. Throughout her career, Dunaway also starred in celebrated films like Bonnie and Clyde, 1967, Chinatown, 1974, and Network, 1976, for which she won an Academy Award for Best Actress. Her personal life, however, held its own set of challenges, which she kept largely private until recent years. In the 2024 documentary, Faye, Dunaway revealed for the first time that she has been living with bipolar disorder, a condition that has shaped many aspects of her life and work. Speaking candidly in the documentary, she explained that working with a team of doctors helped her better understand her diagnosis. I worked with a group of doctors who analyzed my behavior, who gave me prescriptions for pills they thought would be good for me, and that helped, she shared. This support allowed her to find some balance and stability, as well as insight into managing her symptoms while maintaining a demanding career. Dunaway's openness about her struggles marks a significant moment in Hollywood, where mental health challenges often remain hidden. Her story highlights the importance of seeking help, even for those in the spotlight, and brings greater visibility to bipolar disorder in the entertainment industry. Kurt Cobain, the co-founder and lead vocalist of the groundbreaking band Nirvana, Kurt was a defining figure of the Seattle grunge rock movement. Known for his raw lyrics and deeply emotional music, Cobain quickly rose to fame with songs like Smells Like Teen Spirit and albums like Nevermind. Despite his success, Cobain faced significant mental health challenges throughout his life. As a child, he was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder, ADD, and later on, bipolar disorder. However, he chose not to pursue treatment for his mental health issues, a decision that added strain to his already turbulent life. Cobain's struggles with depression were well known to those close to him. His music often reflected his inner battles, giving fans a glimpse into his pain and struggles. The pressures of fame, combined with personal issues and substance use, made it increasingly difficult for him to cope. Tragically, Cobain's mental health struggles culminated in his death by self-infliction at the age of 27 in 1994. Virginia Woolf. One of Britain's most influential writers, Virginia is known not just for her groundbreaking novels but also for her struggles with intense mood swings. Woolf's life was a mix of creativity and inner turmoil, with severe mood fluctuations that many today would recognize as symptoms of bipolar disorder. Her depressive episodes and manic highs are well documented in her diaries and letters, giving us a glimpse into the emotional battles she faced. Woolf's writings often reflected the depth of her feelings, and she would swing between times of incredible productivity and deep, almost paralyzing sadness. Friends and family saw how these intense shifts impacted her. Yet in the early 20th century, mental health understanding was limited, and she lacked the support that might have helped her today. Still, Woolf channeled her complex emotions into her work, creating some of literature's most powerful pieces. While in the past, many celebrities refused to accept their bipolar disorder just because they thought they might never have it, but today, many celebrities are openly accepting it and also sharing it with the public. Many celebrities today are openly sharing their experiences with mental health issues, bringing awareness to conditions that were once shrouded in stigma. Here's a look at some well-known figures currently managing mental health challenges, including bipolar disorder, anxiety, depression, and more. Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato has been incredibly open about their struggles with bipolar disorder, addiction, and eating disorders. They first revealed their diagnosis of bipolar disorder in 2011 and have since become an advocate for mental health awareness. Through interviews, social media, and even a documentary, Demi has shared the highs and lows they experience with the condition. Their honesty about relapse and recovery has inspired many to seek help and reduced stigma surrounding mental health. Demi regularly promotes the importance of therapy, self-care, and being honest about mental health struggles, reminding fans that recovery is a journey. Kanye West. Kanye West, one of the most influential figures in music and fashion, has publicly addressed his bipolar disorder, a diagnosis he confirmed in 2018. Known for his brilliant yet unpredictable nature, Kanye has shared that the condition impacts both his personal life and his creative process. His mood swings and impulsive behavior have often been visible in public, including during social media outbursts and interviews. Kanye's openness has sparked much-needed conversations about bipolar disorder, though it has also exposed the lack of understanding society has toward mental health challenges. While he has expressed mixed views on medication, he uses his platform to bring attention to the complexities of living with bipolar disorder. Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez has been candid about her battles with anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder. In 2020, she revealed her bipolar diagnosis, explaining that it was a relief to understand why she had felt such extreme emotional swings. Selena has taken time off from her career to focus on her mental health and has even founded the mental health company Wondermind to help others manage their well-being. Through interviews and social media, Selena has been vocal about therapy, medication, and self-care, emphasizing the importance of understanding and accepting mental health challenges as part of her journey. Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande has opened up about her struggles with anxiety and PTSD, especially following the traumatic experience of the 2017 Manchester concert bombing. This event left her with severe symptoms of anxiety, which she continues to manage today. Grundy has shared that the incident deeply affected her mental health, and she's turned to therapy, meditation, and a strong support system to help her cope. Ariana's openness about trauma and anxiety helps normalize these issues, showing her fans that healing is possible even after traumatic events. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has spoken out about his journey with depression and anxiety. He has shared how fame at an early age led to struggles with mental health, including a long period of self-doubt, anxiety, and depression. In recent years, Justin has turned to faith, therapy, and supportive relationships to help manage his mental health. His openness has resonated with fans worldwide, and he continues to be an advocate for seeking help, underscoring that mental health issues are a part of his life he's working on day by day. Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga has been open about her struggles with depression, anxiety, and PTSD. She revealed that she developed PTSD after surviving sexual assault at a young age, and it's something she continues to manage today. Gaga has used her platform to raise awareness about mental health, founding the Born This Way Foundation to support young people dealing with similar issues. She has also been a strong advocate for therapy and mental health resources, inspiring others to prioritize their well-being. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, known for his humor and wit, has openly discussed his ongoing battle with anxiety. Despite his easygoing public persona, Ryan has admitted to dealing with high levels of anxiety, particularly around his work and public appearances. He shared that he uses humor as a coping mechanism and credits therapy and meditation for helping him manage. Reynolds' transparency about anxiety challenges stereotypes, showing that even those who seem confident and relaxed can face mental health battles. Michelle Williams. The actress Michelle Williams has also been open about her struggles with depression and anxiety. Williams has shared how, at times, she's felt overwhelmed by the pressures of her career and the tragic loss of her former partner, Heath Ledger. Over the years, she's turned to therapy, meditation, and mindfulness practices to help her cope. Her story shows how mental health is a continuous process, even for those who appear to have it all. Kendall Jenner. Kendall Jenner, one of the world's top models, has shared her experiences with severe anxiety and panic attacks. She's spoken about how the pressures of fame and an intense work schedule have impacted her mental health, leading to debilitating anxiety. Jenner has explored therapy and lifestyle changes to manage her symptoms and uses her platform to remind others that anxiety can affect anyone, no matter their success or status. Zayn Malik, former One Direction member, Zayn Malik has been transparent about his struggles with anxiety, particularly around live performances. His anxiety became so severe that it caused him to cancel several concerts, a decision he openly explained to fans. Zayn's honesty has helped normalize conversations about anxiety in the music industry, showing the importance of acknowledging and addressing mental health struggles. These celebrities, each in their own way, are helping to break the stigma around mental health. Their stories show that mental health challenges can affect anyone, regardless of fame or fortune, and they continue to inspire others to seek help, support, and self-acceptance. By sharing their experiences, they're paving the way for a more open and supportive conversation about mental health.